Now, your forecast first, sponsored by Natex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Temperatures tonight in the upper 30s, even some 40s, still hanging tough. At 42, 44 in Taylorville after what was a really nice, sunny, mild day. A little breezy out there with those winds, but those winds are calming down tonight finally. Now closer to 5 to 10 miles an hour through the region. But look at the satellite radar picture. No cloud cover at all. We saw another beautiful sunset, and those temperatures as we go throughout tonight are going to start to fall back down to near freezing by around midnight. We're going to put together another really good day on Thursday. But then there are some major changes by the end of the weekend and next week we're going to tell you about. Talk to you about that coming up. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
We heard this pop, 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 pop.
Heading to the playground used to be the best part of the school day. Why some kids are now being kept inside instead.
A lot of departments are running with 20-year-old trucks.
It's like Christmas for many rural fire departments. How some are now able to fight fires with new equipment they never would have been able to afford.
It's a big night in the mat here in Champaign. Why the wrestling world is watching the State Farm Center tonight.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 6.
Gives me pause to go outside right now.
Some people are concerned about safety in their neighborhood after recent shootings in Danville. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jennifer Roscoe. Police say a 31-year-old man was shot in the leg at North Walnut and West Voorhees last night. A few hours later, a 29-year-old man was shot at by someone in a car near Fairchild and Harmon. WCIA 3's Jamie Mays is live in our newsroom. Jamie, those are just a few blocks apart.
And everyone who lives around there that I talked to said they are definitely being more cautious. Some are making changes to when they choose to go outside. Susie Garujal says crime has been an issue on her street for a while.
We just were worried about break-ins.
But that changed Tuesday night when she sat down for dinner.
We heard this pop, 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 pop.
A man was inside his home when gunshots came through the window and hit him. He was shot in the leg.
We look out the dining room window and we see a car speed away.
A few hours later, blocks away, a 29-year-old man was shot at by someone in a car. He crashed his car after hearing the gunshots. A 67-year-old man was hurt. Garujal cares for her grandchildren during the day and is concerned by the violence.
I would be afraid if I had him out.
So she likes to keep them inside to play.
It gives me pause to go outside right now. It's a little unnerving.
And they aren't alone. The principal at Schlarman Academy says because of shootings within the last week, he's taking precaution.
We're just staying in for the time being.
Recess is inside, something Janeski says he hasn't done since he's been the principal there the past 2 years.
I don't want to make this seem like a prison, but I do want students to feel secure in their educational environment.
So until Janeski feels comfortable knowing that his students will be okay, they'll be taking their break indoors.
I feel like my children, like they're my kids myself, so I want them to be as safe as imaginable.
The principal at Schlarman Academy says he plans to speak to authorities before allowing kids to be outside again. Live in the newsroom, Jamie Mays, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
That's incredibly sad. I don't know how you explain that to a child, that they can't go out for recess because of gunfire. All right, thank you so much. Now, police are still trying to figure out if the two shootings that happened last night and another that happened on Harmon Street last week are related. Champaign police arrested a 16-year-old for having a gun illegally. They say he is a person of interest in shooting investigations. They arrested him near Garden Hills and Holly Hill Drive. Police say they found a sawed-off shotgun at his home. No charges have been filed. Again, they say he's a person of interest in a shooting investigation. They say it's not the one in which 10-year-old Dakari Roberts was shot.
We do have an update on the fifth grader's recovery. Roberts again was shot Sunday night. He's out of surgery and improving. His family says he was shot once in his chest while he was in his bedroom. This happened in the Garden Hills neighborhood. His mother says he was able to sit up today and is breathing on his own. Champaign-Urbana Area Project is having a meeting tomorrow to talk about the recent gun violence. New for you tonight, Urbana police found a teenager with a BB gun in a high school parking lot. It happened just after 2 o'clock. Someone saw the teen pull a gun from his trunk. When police arrived, officers found an 18-year-old boy sitting in a car with a BB gun. They say he wouldn't tell them why he had it. He was arrested for disorderly conduct. The middle school was put on a soft lockdown while police responded. The district says students were not in danger at any time.
We have new details now on the woman who launched a Jeep Cherokee over a construction zone onto I-57. She's going to trial. 28-year-old Aisha Marshall is charged with felony DUI. Today, a state trooper described how he found her car and the extensive injuries to her passengers. Back in September, she drove the Jeep through a closed construction zone on Bradley Avenue, and it went airborne onto I-57. Her blood alcohol level was almost 3 times the legal limit. The trial is set for February 5th. Fire destroyed an Effingham County home. It happened just south of Beecher City Monday night. Firefighters say when they got there to the mobile home on North 100th Street, it was fully engulfed in flames. No one was home when it happened. They're still looking for a cause. Fire departments across the state are getting new equipment thanks to a special loan program.
That's right. Today, the Sullivan Fire Protection District showed off one of those new pieces. The program let them pay for it through loans without interest. WCIA 3's Courtney Bunting joins us now. So, Courtney, how were they paying for this stuff in the past?
Well, Paul, it was either through expensive loans or just not buying new equipment at all. That means some departments had trucks with 40-year-old engines, and that can be a safety concern.
Once these guys do this out of the goodness of their own heart, the least we can do is give them some good equipment.
Good equipment can make all the difference when fighting fires. That's why departments across the state are thankful they'll be able to have the very latest thanks to a loan program.
A lot of the departments are running with 20-year-old trucks, at least. There's a lot of upgrades in 20 years, right? You look at your cars or whatever else in that 20-year time span, a lot of upgrades. They need these upgrades.
The program lets departments take out loans with no interest. Most go to all volunteer or combination departments, like Sullivan's.
It's just a large capital expense that we don't have to pay for all at once.
Sullivan Fire Department has been chosen for loans 3 different times for a ladder truck, tanker, and ambulance. This new tanker lets them carry 1,000 more gallons of water than the old one.
Most of our fires that we have are in the rural area, and normally they're businesses. A lot of them that we have are cabinet makers or cabinet builders or something to do with construction that has a lot of fuel for fire, like wood. And those fires tend to be rather large when we have them.
Latham Fire is completely volunteer. They were picked twice, and they're hoping they'll get picked again.
And we got that 40-year-old engine off the road, and we'll be putting our firemen in something a lot newer. We're saving around $160,000 to $180,000 in interest, so that's significant for us.
Now, this loan program started back in 2004. All of the loans for this have to be paid off within 20 years. That loan program hopes to eventually be completely self-funded. Paul?
That would certainly be good news. All right, Courtney, thanks. Now, more than $1 million have gone to departments in central Illinois. That includes $350,000 for Latham, $250,000 for Maroa, along with almost $300,000 for Sullivan and $300,000 for Thomasboro. A plant in Clay County is closing its doors. Almost 90 people will be losing their jobs. Grain Systems Incorporated, or GSI, made the announcement yesterday. It's shutting down its plant in Flora. That's about 45 miles south of Effingham. No official reason was given by the company. The last day will be January 31st. GSI manufactures steel farm bins, commercial storage grain bins, and grain silos.
The village of Savoy has already voted to approve a sales tax on recreational marijuana. Why selling it come next month is still being held up.
Also tonight.
It's a slam down tonight here at the State Farm Center. How a national audience will be watching.
And we are seeing some pretty calm weather tonight. Recap today, back above average, 47 degrees. Very pleasant. Got some more mild temperatures on the way. We've got to talk about some rain for the weekend, and then there's a huge cold snap on the 7-day that just doesn't fit with the rest of the numbers. We'll show it to you coming up.